jumbo jar of iced coffee. That's crazy. Hi, little one. You're just a youngster, huh? Good girl. Hey friends, so we are back home. We've actually been back home for a whole week, like a week and a half actually. It's been a little bit of a crazy week and a half. We unfortunately, unexpectedly had to go to a funeral, which I do mention a little bit later in this video, not in detail, but I do mention it again. We are also hosting my sister-in-law and her boyfriend, and it was the 4th of July. Today is a little bit of a crazy day, so I'm just hanging out here in my room, kind of decompressing. All of us are working from home today, so it's a busy household, and yeah, I'm just recording from my laptop because I just needed to get in a quick hello to you guys before I launch into the next part of this video, which was, I wanted to start off the video where we left off last week, showing you just the last little bits of our trip to Laguna, and then now we're going to jump into the 30-day no spend recap, how June went. What we spent, what we saved, whether we would ever do a no spend again. This video, it's a little bit more disjointed than I would normally like, but there's a lot of content, so let's get into it. I'm really excited to share how our no spend went for the entire month of June. But to give some context, I want to start by going month by month how things started. So we're going to start in January, go January, February, March, April, May, June. This is just looking at our flexible spending. So some of the categories are things that are essential, like home supplies and regular maintenance, groceries, transportation, personal care things, but it also includes non-essentials like subscriptions, nights out, like fun date nights out, tickets to events, gifts and special occasions, subscriptions. Did I already say subscriptions? The reason we even did the no spend in June is because we had been consistently overspending in certain categories. And I'll just go over kind of like what total spends were in comparison to what June was, because I think seeing that stark difference is what's really exciting about how much it gives context to how much money we saved by doing the no spend. So as you can see here in January, we spent a total of $4,787.24. Again, that's just in those discretionary categories. So that's not including things like our mortgage or utilities, insurance, and stuff like that. And then if I click to February, obviously February is a shorter month, so it was a lower amount, $3,298.56. March was $4,075.83. April was $4,630.48. And again, these totals are higher than they should have been if we were hitting the mark on certain categories like our fun budget and gifts and special occasions, personal care, cars. If we had been hitting the mark on what we had budgeted for those items, the totals should have been lower. And that's why we ended up doing this no spend in June, was to kind of correct that past behavior. May, it was $4,903.55. And then here is the exciting news. Drum roll, please. By doing the no spend, so like really trying to hit our targets or below or far below on certain categories, we spent a total of $1,801.77. Isn't that insane? Let me make sure this actually includes all of the same categories that the other ones did. Okay, something seems to be missing, but that could just be because we didn't actually even spend in that category. Mind you, I'm going back to May and you can say we spent $770 on our dog. That's because she was due for like all of her vaccination renewals, and we bought, I think, like a year's worth of her regular medication. So that was just like a really expensive month for her. I didn't include her in here for this one, so let me
Oh, I did include her. So we just didn't spend on her this month. We had everything we needed. So that's awesome. So you can see we saved thousands of dollars by doing this no spend. We did spend a tiny bit of money, which fell under the fun category. So if you guys remember from one of my past vlogs, stopped at Total Wine and picked up a bottle of Grand Marnier, which we brought to a cookbook club dinner party. This happened to fall within the no spend month. Otherwise, we wouldn't have bought that in the month of June. We would have just been like, nope, that's not included. But that party was one of the exceptions I made to our June no spend. And as you guys might know from my previous video, one of our rules was that we were going to try to stay a lot more local rather than traveling all over Southern California as we tend to do, because we were trying to cut down on how much we were spending on gas with gas prices going up so high. But as you also may have seen from my past vlogs, I broke that rule a few times. And I'm happy to report that we still came out under budget on our cars budget, which was set at $250. As you can see, gifts and special occasions, that was for covering the dinner that my husband and I got for our brother in law's birthday, and we covered his dinner and drink, I think. And this is like a little bit of a sensitive subject, but we lost a relative recently and it was kind of sudden. And she has had two daughters, one who is my age and then one who's a little bit younger. And it had me thinking about my own mom. I was at CVS and honestly saw a little tchotchke that I knew she would love. And I just got it for her as a gift, like kind of as a thinking of you gift. And it was $20. So nominal cost. It's definitely not something I would normally buy. Like, I would say that gift giving is not my love language in general. But yeah, I just was like kind of in a sensitive place, saw this thing that I knew she would love, and I got it. So again, still under budget for gifts and special occasions. I am very, very, very happy with how much we saved. I'm honestly a little bit shocked by how much we saved by doing this no spend. There's really easy ways to kind of like shake things up without having to spend money. And this past month was a huge wake up call and it was really eye opening and it was really fun. Like we had a really, really fun month. We are currently hosting my husband's sister and her boyfriend. So it has been like a little bit more of a splurgy first week of July. And then also with the 4th of July, we spent a little bit more money going out to lunch and stuff like that. I'm anticipating we'll see an uptick from what we were doing in June because June felt pretty extreme, but hoping to still really kind of cut back. Overall, I highly, highly recommend doing a no spend. We will be continuing it while at the same time nowhere near to the degree we did in June. This month, we have our wedding anniversary and we're going to go on a little trip. I don't think I'm going to vlog any of that just because I kind of do want it to be sacred time, but I might share. I don't know if people liked my bonus video for trip planning. I loved making it. So I might just do a bonus video for what the trip planning is going to be for that. And then August is my husband's birthday. September is my birthday. And then we get into the holiday season, October, Halloween. We always like to do something fun for that. November, Thanksgiving, December, Hanukkah, Christmas. There are things that we're looking forward to spending on, but we want to be just mindful and intentional, and because I know we want to spend on those special occasions, it means just tailoring things back in other areas that feel less intentional and more mindless spending. So, yeah, this has been a really, really helpful reset. And I'm looking forward to what's coming. And obviously, I will be taking you guys along for as much of it as possible. So if you have any questions, let me know down in the comments. Have you ever done a no spend? If so, how did it go? Is it something you do pretty regularly? Yeah, I'm just curious to hear other people's stories. So feel free to share them down in the comments, ask any questions, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye.